let's jump to our mock draft. And what we're going to do here is John and I are going to go through the actual draft. And we're either going to stay with the Niner pick or we're going to switch and we're going to see what we come up with. I'll show you the first round, even though I know you know it. But there you go. The Niners are right here at 11. They took Mikael Williams. John, are you staying with Mikael Williams? And if not, who are you drafting in the first round? I know in the past you've gone for Harmon. He's down here at 21. I'm trying to think what other guys you've gone for in some of our mocks. Nolan is right there at 16. Jalen Walker is right there at 15. The tight end Tyler Warren's at 14. Kenneth Grant 13. Booker. What do you think? Who would you go with at 11 if it wasn't Mikael?
Man,
or would you go Mikael?
Mikael was the pick, and I would stay with Mikael. That's who I projected. That's who I thought it would be. I think that it's a good fit. I wanted one of the offensive tackles, but they all went in the top 9. If one of those 3 would have fallen, that's who I would have went. The only other people of consideration, your guy Walter Nolan, Derek Harmon, and Jahdae Barron, actually. Like, again, I think it's a little too early. I don't want to go corner in the first round, but that is a perfect scheme fit. That would have been ideal, but I would stay with Mikael Williams. That's who I wanted. You're going to hear me say that 3 times during this process, but Mikael Williams was definitely one of them.
Okay. I would have gone with Jahdae Barron. To me, the 49ers have to be cognizant of who you never forget who you are, and who they are is a team that keeps fucking up the number 1 pick. So you got to go instead of who you want and who fills a need and best player available. You have to change. I would have played the first round this way. I'm not going need, and I'm not going best player available. People think, oh, those are the only 2 options. Are you going to go need or are you going to go best player available? Nope, I'm not going need and I'm not going best player available. I'm going who is the safest player not to bust, because everybody I pick keeps busting. So I'm tired of watching my first round pick bust. So I'm taking Jahdae Barron, the Thorpe Award winner. To me, he was very safe. He's a great player. I think he's going to be a great player for the Denver Broncos. And I went Jahdae Barron. I'm going safe in the first round. No more busts.
I'd be so happy. And I love that Larry showed my Longhorns some love today, and I'm thankful. My man.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so let's jump to round 2. So in the second round, the 49ers took Alfred Collins right here at 43. Would you have stayed with Alfred Collins, or would you have gone with one of these other guys? And it's an interesting list, and I can go down the list now if you want to take a look.
Yeah, there's a bunch. Now, I tweeted out before day 2 started, Alfred Collins would be number 1 on my board for the 49ers. I like this again is 2 of this now, my 2 of my 3, but round 1 and round 2 went exactly how I wanted. The other names I've mentioned, Donovan Ezraku, Nick Scorton, Trey Amos. Trey Amos was really, really high on my list, one of your Ole Miss guys, and Ariante Ursary. Like, those were the kind of 4 that, depending on how you went in the first round. So, like, if you're staying end, you're not going back-to-back ends, so that would divert you to the corner or offensive tackle. But Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins is what I wanted to walk out of the first and second round with. I'm very happy with that. So I'm sticking with those 2.
Here, you would go with Alfred Collins in round 2. Okay, I like Collins now, but to me, he made me nervous. And I like the fact. I mean, this is tough because there's Anthony Belton there, there's Benjamin Morrison there, there's Oladejo there, there's Ursary there. But to me, I'm gonna be more like the Ravens. I'm going Mike Green. Mike Green was the good defensive end that fell, and I'd get him right there in the second round. And I didn't get Mikael Williams in the first round, but I got Barron and Green now in the second round. So now we're in the third round. Let's jump to round 3. Okay, here's the third round. And the 49ers took Nick Martin, 75. And you could have gone with other guys down the road. What would you have done here? At
this one, my favorite player in the entire NFL draft, Jacob Parrish at 75, corner, Kansas State. I freaking love Jacob Parrish. Jared Wilson would have been my kind of runner up, but Jordan Birch I like, but no, Jacob Parrish. I was hoping, crossing my fingers, he would fall to 100. He did not. That dude's going to be a stud, man. I absolutely. He went 84, so he went about 9 picks later to the Bucks. But I love Jacob Parrish, man.
I hear him going with Jalen Noel from the wide receiver from Iowa State. I would have given Brock Purdy what a guy that I think is an elite weapon. I think I would have taken Noel right there instead of Nick Martin. All right, so now we're down. We have 2 picks in this round. So now you're at pick 100. Upton Stout at 100. Do you go corner or do you do something else? I can show you the 4th round as well.
I'll say this. This was the one where the Niners pulled one over on me because mine was CJ West. I wanted CJ West at 100 and they got him at 113. So, man, tip the hat to the 49ers because I would have paid earlier. I would have went CJ West here. Craig Woodson and Ty Robinson were my 2 runners up. I know you're a Ty Robinson guy. But I loved Craig Woodson, the safety out of Cal. And nobody had him ranked. And I was like, dude, am I insane for having a 3rd round grade on this guy? He went top of the 4th round. But I would have went CJ West. I would have went earlier than they did. They got the value there. So they went up to me on this one.
So you would have gone CJ West at 100. Mm-hmm. I think I would have gone Savion Jones. And I really like Savion Jones from LSU. And also I think, after not getting Mikael Williams, I'm losing out on that 1st and 2nd down defensive end for a smaller guy with better production in Green, but I'm a little concerned about 1st and 2nd down playing defensive end. So I want Savion Jones there as I didn't get a tackle, but I like some of the day 3 tackles. So I'm going to take Savion Jones as kind of a combo. Okay. So now we are in round 4. And the 49ers did take CJ West at number 113. Obviously, you wouldn't have done that because you
took him at 100.
You took him at 100. Yeah. So who do you want at 113?
Finally, O-line. And this draft has not gone the way if the 49ers did want to address offensive line, they didn't get the chances. You see Charles Grant and, Conyers going right before him at pick 100. I'm going Marcus Bow, and I'm going to be a guard center. I'm going to plug and play at left guard, and hopefully he works to center. That's what I would have liked there. A couple other options. Teddy Buchanan I like. Quincy Riley I like. Jalen Royals, the wide receiver I liked. But Marcus Bow would have been my pick at 113.
Okay, I'm staying with CJ West. I would have made that pick at CJ West. Just leave that pick alone. I'm fine with that one there. Let's go to 138. The Niners went with Jordan Watkins. You probably want to see the 5th round so you can see who else you could have had. Let's see. Let's call up the 5th round and basically all these guys because you were picking at the end of the 4th round. What would you do here?
Man, so because I changed the linebacker pick to a corner in the 3rd round, I'm going Jeffrey Bossa, linebacker out of Oregon. That's who I would have took at 138. DJ Giddens, the running back. Now we're getting into running back territory, was my runner-up, but Jeffrey Bossa, I was really high on him.
I would have gone at 138 because, the one thing I'm on my list here is I went corner, D-end, wide receiver, D-end/D tackle. Then I went CJ West. I would follow it up with Jordan Phillips right here. The Maryland nose guard. I really liked Jordan Phillips, and I think Phillips is going to be a destroyer. He went to Miami at 143. I would have gone Jordan Phillips. All right, so now we're in the 5th round, and we're at number 147. This is the Jordan James pick. What would you have done here? Jordan James or any of these guys after?
Yeah, Denzel Burke, one of my favorite corners. I thought the 49ers would walk out with 2 corners. They didn't. The Ohio State corner, Denzel Burke, he's an outside guy. Yeah, I see Jacob Parrish is playing inside who can play outside. I wanted both, a nickel and an outside corner, and so I would have went corner there, Denzel Burke, 147.
Okay, I think What would I have done here? I think I would have gone with the guy that went 2 picks after Jordan James. I would have gone with DJ Giddens.
Oof.
I thought DJ Giddens from K-State was a little bit more. He's definitely faster, more explosive. I liked his full speed cuts. I would have gone DJ Giddens over Jordan James at 147. All right, now we're at pick 160. The Niners went with Marquise Siegel. Who would you have gone with at 160?
So Siegel was my number 2 here, actually. So I got real close to this one, but didn't get there. Ajani Cornelius, the tackle coming off the injury from Oregon. That way I got my inside guy, Marcus Bow, earlier. Now we got Ajani Cornelius, high upside athletic tackle that's going to need some time. Just let him kind of redshirt. And again, the tackle draft, I say this every year. Tackles, edges, quarterbacks get pushed up every single year. Offensive tackles flew off the board during this whole entire draft.
So 160, I would not have gone Marquise Siegel. I would have gone with Chris Paul Jr. You know, I didn't take Nick Martin, so I still needed the linebackers, and I would have gone Chris Paul there at 170. He went 172 to the Rams. I would have taken him at 160. All right, so now we're in the 7th round. Let's fast forward to the 7th round. Niners didn't have a 6th-round pick. Who would you take here in the 7th round? They took Curtis Rourke 227. They took Connor Colby 249 and Junior Bergen 252. So why don't we start first with Curtis Rourke at 227? Who would you have taken at 227?
I would have taken the very next pick that the Chiefs took. The running back, receiving prowess, high upside, high speed, Brashard Smith out of SMU. I thought that I really wanted the 49ers to wait on running back. They did. They did pretty good. They waited a while, but Brashard Smith, I feel like fits Shanahan's scheme more. Niners disagreed with me. They want more of the thumper, tough, in between the tackles guy and Jordan James. But Brashard Smith, I thought, was what they were going to pivot to. But I was wrong there.
You know what? I like that. I agree with you. I would have taken Brashard Smith. Why? Because Brashard Smith is a running back, wide receiver. To me, he's a big play guy, and they needed big play ability. So I would have taken Brashard Smith. I already had DJ Giddens and I already had Jalen Knoll, but Brashard Smith to me would have been a great pick right there. All right, at 249, who would you have taken?
I would have went back edge, Fadil Diggs, edge rusher. Now, because Connor Colby was a great pick, but I already got my guard and Marcus Bow. Maybe you double up there, but I thought edge was a more pressing need, so I went Fadil Diggs.
You know, I'm going to go with Colby there, just because I really think, you know, the more I watched him, the more I didn't like this pick the moment they made it. I won't pretend that I did, but watching Connor Colby, I really have a lot of belief that he's going to be the starting guard. So I like Connor Colby there. I think that's a good spot to get a guard. Once again, I didn't go offensive line until late. You went offensive line
113 and 160.
Yeah. So you went 113 and 160. This is my first offensive lineman, Connor Colby at 250. What did I say? 249. All right. So now we're at 252. 252. Who would you have taken?
Kobe Hudson, UCF wide receiver. I really liked him. He was an undrafted free agent. He got paid a pretty penny. I don't know his exact numbers, but he got paid to go where he went. So we were not going to get him. So Kobe Hudson would have been the guy that I would have liked there, wide receiver UCF.
I would have gone Willie Lampkin. Now, you know how much I talked him up. I really like him. I really believe in him. I would have gone Willie Lampkin. So there you go. That's it. The Niners, we know what the Niners went with. And I would have gone Jedi Barron, Mike Green, Jalen Knoll, Savion Jones, CJ West, Jordan Phillips, DJ Giddens, Chris Paul, Brashard Smith, Connor Colby, and Willie Lampkin. John would have gone Mikael Williams, Alfred Collins, Jacob Parrish, CJ West, Marcus Mbow, Jeffrey Bossa, Denzel Burke, Ajani Cornelius, Brashard Smith, Fadil Diggs, and Kobe Hudson.